Everybody, this is Patricia Bean, and welcome to my virtual tours. St. Augustine, Florida is a beautiful place, and what I did here before the coronavirus shutdown was take people on a walkabout. History here in St. Augustine is ancient. We are the oldest city in the nation, and so the architecture is very interesting, and it's beautiful here. So it's a lot of fun to share the history, but it's really exciting when I get to share how to take better pictures, show people some of the things to look for in good composition, how to watch for light. And I'm going to continue to do that here by getting out and photographing my own walkabouts and take you along with me. So in this next episode, how to create impact with a photograph. You will see how I approach the subject, and then I'm going to do some editing in SnapSeed. If you've been with me on one of my photo tours, you'll know that I use SnapSeed a lot when I photograph with my cell phone, which seems lately I do more often than not. So bear with me, I'm new at this, and now I know what it feels like to be you when you're new at learning how to take better pictures. Okay, thank you.
Hey guys, this is Patty, and I want to share with you a photograph that I just took a couple of days ago, and I'm going to process it in Snapseed for you. I'm showing you the iPhone screen, and I wanted to just make sure that you're getting the right. If you haven't already downloaded Snapseed, I want to show you that it's right here in the top right, second one in between my photos and my camera, and that's what it looks like. It's free. It's a photo processing application. Find it in your app store. Okay, so here's how to use it, and you just tap on it, go to open, and I'm going to open my image from device. Okay, so that's going to take me right into all of my iPhotos. I go to iPhoto, all photos, and then I'll scroll up and I'll try to find the photograph that I want to share with you. So first off, though, I want to explain how I found the photograph. It was a nice evening. I was walking along taking some photographs of other things when I smelled this jasmine. It was amazing. So as I looked over here, what really attracted me at first was all these empty pots. And if you're wondering what that little white thing is there, it is a swan. Let's see if I can zoom in on it. It's a cute little swan. But walking in closer, I realized that there was more than one photograph to this whole scene. And that's the trick. You've got, if once you're attracted to something and you see something of interest, oftentimes it's the light, which in this case, this evening light was awesome because, for one, the sun was behind this building and actually in the same direction that I'm pointing. So we had indirect light, very beautiful light. And because it's spring, the needles on this beautiful fir tree have just really stood out. So little did I know that that's really what my picture was going to be about when I first came upon this scene. So let me go ahead and take you then to the next. I want to open another photograph because I don't want to work with that one. And I'm going to show you this one first because when I walked up and I got in closer, this is another shot that I took, but then upon further, analyzing it, I realized it was actually too much going on. I didn't like the window on the right side. So let me open up the one that I actually ended up working on, and that's this one. It's a little bit more straightforward, and I'll show you why this one works in just a minute. So here we are in the application, and if you see at the bottom, the first one, and it is in blue, it says looks. And what I'm going to do, this is usually where I start. I'm going to show you a few of them. This one is accentuate. I think it's a little bit strong. For me, it is. Pop is nice. It's really nice when you know maybe even ahead of time which one of these processes you're going to use, but it's not necessary. It's always fun just to kind of check. I mean, there's some really cool things that you can do just right here, and these are actually a set of actions. If you're familiar with actions, if you're not, don't worry about it. So this one's pop. I use pop a lot for a lot of the images. I like to just add a little contrast, detail, But with this one, what I really want to do, and you can decide whether you like it or not, but right here is one called Smooth. And notice how it really, just by having the darker, and the darker darks and the highlights really stand out. And to me, with this being a springtime photograph, what I really wanted to accentuate are these almost fluorescent green new growth on this beautiful tree. So at the bottom, you'll see an X and a check mark. I'm going to hit the check mark, which is on the right, and that's going to apply that effect. The next thing I'm going to do is to go into Tools. Now, this is where Tools with this particular program is that you can actually take a certain area and not do what we call global editing. So right now I'm going to show you this one in particular. It's a healing tool. I'm not real fond of this healing tool brush, but it's all they have, and it'll work for me. I know I'm going to go there first because I've already edited this, and I knew I needed to come up here and fill in this area with some blue because it's going to be in the photograph even after I edit it. Now, I don't like how that blurred down into the fascia board. So down here at the very bottom, there's an arrow that goes counterclockwise. I'm going to click on that. It takes you back one step. So let me do that. And then if you have a stylus, it really helps. I think that's going to be fine for now. And you'll see why, because I'm going to crop out a lot of that. So there again, I'm going to check mark that, and that's going to apply that for me. Whoops, I was supposed to not get those. All right, so going forward, the next thing I want to do is, this is another one I really love, is because I do a lot of architectural work, and for fun, I love beautiful old homes, and I'm in a neighborhood where I have a lot of them, so I'm very lucky. So I like to use the free, but let me show you what Tilt does. Tilt is going to bring this down as if I were at the same eye level with the window, but I don't particularly like that one, so whoops, I shouldn't have done that. I can change the tool right here. There's rotate, there's scale, but I like the free because I can take a corner and I just take it with my thumb and I just slide it over to where you'll see a grid show up. And oftentimes you'll have to do both sides, but for me, this is fine. I've got nice straight lines, and when you're doing architectural work, particularly, you want straight lines. It makes a big difference. So there again, hit my check mark. Now what I'm going to do here is go into Tools again, and I'm just going to crop it. This one's a real simple one, and analyzing this, what I want to share with you is, like I had when I started this whole series off, or this section off with, is finding and narrowing down the photograph to be exactly what you want to say. I call them one-sentence photographs. This particular image has a lot going on, even though I've moved in closer. One of the things I want to show you is the impact that it makes when you really narrow it down. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to just crop. Excuse me. I'm going to bring this down. And the reason I didn't come all the way down, which would have been nice because now I could get rid of that little spot over there that I had to clone. But I want to include some of this from this pine branch at the very top. I need to make sure that there's space above it because I don't want it to be taken right off of the scene. And I think the right side is fine. I'm going to crop it here, and then we're going to analyze it again just so you can see what my thought pattern is on this. Okay, so that's cropped just the top. I'm going to crop again because I'm not happy with it, and I'll show you. I've played with this so many times. Go back into the crop tool, and here's what I want to show you. When you're looking at this, there's a lot of things that our eye is going to go to. There's the windowsill on the left. That's very distracting. And also, if you look at the bottom, there's a lot of busyness going on. And these are lines. These are distractions. So I'm just going to bring that up and crop that out right there, right underneath that branch, but right above the brown branch. The brown branch creates contrast, and I'm going to bring this right over there and hit that. Now you know what the story is about, right? Now you know what I want you to look at. It's very impactful this way. So that's it on this one, you guys. That's all the editing I'm going to do, but I am going to show you how to save because it's not... Here, I'm going to go in here. Export, share. I can share it right here. Have you noticed all of those little steps? It repeated all of the steps that we had taken just by choosing some of the tools. I can share it here in Instagram, Facebook, and I can share it to anyone in particular. The other thing I can do, and I'm not going to do that now, I'm just going to X out of that, export again, and I can save it. I like to save a copy, but even if you just save it, it's going to ask you if you want to modify. You'll have to hit yes. So there's more steps when you hit save instead of save a copy. But it saves on space in your iPhoto library. So, or you can export it. All of these are going to be JPEGs, so don't worry about that. And I am not going to bother with that. Anyway, there it is. I hope you enjoyed this episode. And hey, happy shooting. Thanks. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.